Hello and welcome. Tonight, I have just come back from the Freight and Salvage in Berkeley, California, where I happened to be watching the Jacob Jolliff Band. They're a bluegrass band, and I'm going to just look at the website here for the Freight and Salvage. Jacob Jolliff has played with and toured with a number of people and bands: Joy Kills Sorrow, Darol Anger, Sam Bush, Ronnie McCoury, Michael Daves, Tony Striska, and David Grisman, the Yonder Mountain String Band, a lot of people. Anyways, it was a fantastic performance. I really enjoyed it. And the reason why I bring it up on an astrology video is because while I was watching the show and the performance, I realized that all of the planetary energies were present at that performance. And as I was thinking about it and kind of analyzing the performance as it was going along, which was extra fun, I realized this kind of astrological presence that was going on. And that if we look at different things in our lives, performances, or pretty much any situation, we can see different planetary archetypes at play. And for the band, there was the main player, Jacob Jolliff, is the mandolin player. Then there was a violinist, a fiddle player, a guitarist, and a bassist. And the fiddler and the guitarist would come together to the microphone. So they had a central microphone, and the Jacob Jolliff was playing and mainly at the microphone with his mandolin, but the guitarist and the fiddler would come into the microphone and then back away again, and come into the microphone and back away again. And for me, this represented Mercury and Venus in the way that they come in and away from the sun. They come into the center and they back away again. They kind of oscillate, Mercury and Venus, back and forth across the sun. So I was seeing those two as Mercury and Venus. And the fiddler, because of the speed with which they were fiddling and kind of the energy they were providing in moving into almost to each player and working with the music that each other player was working with, I was seeing them more of the Mercury energy. And the guitarist, I was seeing more as the Venus energy, because they were also contributing with vocals, and the sound of the guitar was much more expansive and robust, and it had this kind of very pleasant sound to it. And the harmonies of the vocalist were right in sync with the mandolin player. And then the mandolin was Mars. And the energy of the mandolin was bright and crisp and dominant and present. And whenever the mandolin would come in, that was all that you could hear. It was very aggressive in terms of its sound, in the presence of the field of the instruments that were playing. And then the bassist represented Jupiter. And the bass sound was big and round and expansive. And whenever the bass would come in, it would just make the music fill the room. It just like had this really beautiful quality to it. And then in terms of Saturn is present in all of the instruments, because Saturn is the timekeeper. Saturn is keeping the notes in the same key. Saturn is the structure and the rhythm and the discipline that's taking place in the music itself. And then the Freight and Salvage, the venue, is the lunar quality that's taking place. It represents the environment and the surroundings. And it is sort of the field with which all the music can take place. And then last we have the audience is the sun, because it is for the sun that all of the theater of the stars takes place in a way. And it's for the audience that the music itself was being conducted and played and being present. So I just kind of wanted to, like, as it was still fresh in my mind, come in and record a little bit about how we can take the planetary archetypes and see their presence within everyday activities. And also, I think it's important, like planets like Mars and Saturn often get a bad rap because they have a malefic quality to them. But like in the context of the music, the malefic quality of Mars was its protrusion into the music. And yet at the same time, it was that very protrusion into the music, the assertion of the sound, that was pleasant. It was what made the experience what it was. And one of the pieces was almost like demonic in the way that it was just like really fast and aggressive and exciting. And Saturn, we can sometimes think of Saturn as being malefic, but again, it was that tightness, the tight togetherness of the band that made it wonderful. And so that Saturnine quality of the discipline that's needed to make the music really just pop with its tightness and precision, the timing and the rhythm and everything is important. So even though we have these malefic planets, the quality of that is actually really important for maintaining balance across the spectrum of those planetary energies. So I just thought it was interesting, and that's it for tonight. Be well, and we'll see you next time. Looking forward to connecting with you all again next time. Until then, keep your eye on the sky and make a wish upon a star.